Hello guys, so today we have again come up with another video in Ellipse, and as I always say that here in Ellipse we try to elicit or educate more so the youths on how our nation is running, on how to conduct ourselves, and also how to manage our lives as the young people and young women and young men. So as we always say, everything has a motive. So those who have done philosophy have done it that in philosophy we have two major branches, that is the theories of ethics, where the first one is utilitarian. So here in utilitarian, someone uses the end or the outcome to justify the action. So here we are going to talk about the Wajakoya, where we call him the fifth. So how is Wajakoya coming to politics, affecting the politics of our nation? So number one, talking of the philosophy of the utilitarian, we are seeing that Wajakoya is using Bhang as the major campaign item or element. But then if you can see it well, you'll find that this Bhang has some effects, but Wajakoya is only looking at the outcome, the result, that is how it will take us away from the wages and from the debts from the so-called China and other nations. So again, there is another theory that tries to counter this, and we call it the deontological theory, that is trying to bring it to us that it is not only the outcome but also the means or the will of an action justifies it to be either good or bad. So my question today is, do you think that the motive of Wajakoya is good, or do you think that it is bad? So before we continue, you can place your comments, subscribe to our channel, and help us to grow. First of all, we want to speak about Bhang as the issue here. Bhang is an illegal drug that is in our country not allowed. But you find that a presidential candidate is using Bhang as the element of campaign. And he has taken it. He has the love of the youths, he has the love of the traffickers, and he has the love of those who are engaging in such a business. So here we want to look at how our country runs and manages its formulations of some laws. So number one example, we are going to look at the issue of, I can take you back to Jacob Kaimeni as the CS of education. During his period in education, this is where the issue of miniskirt, or rather, let us generalize it as my dress, my choice, came into being or came into life. So how did it happen? There were some reactions there, as some of you know. There were some issues about the miniskirts issues in the high schools, and then it was legalized that they can now be worn. Now we are looking at the Bhang as the issue here. Let us not look at the other issues as the testicles of the hyenas, the snakes, but those ones are also issues of Wajakoya. But here let us take a Bhang as our main point here. You see that in our country, Bhang is being used as some people is using it as an earning employment to earn. So like some people are engaged in that as a business, and there are some employees in that sector. So we are finding that even the prominent leaders in our country, they are being engaged in Bhang selling and Bhang business. Then here comes Wajakoya with an issue that this thing has to be legalized. So do you think that Wajakoya is real, or do you think that Wajakoya is being used by a cloud, just a bunch of politicians, or rather leaders in our nation, to bring out the issue of Bhang? What is your option on that? Number two, when it is to be legalized, you know very well that a leader or someone in position cannot take this matter and bring it to maybe a parliament, or maybe try to impose it to be legalized. But it has to be brought out by anybody. who is not having that reputation. For example, you cannot, you will be so much surprised when our able president, that is President Uhuru Kenyatta, and maybe the fifth, the fifth, Raila Amolo Odinga, or rather Ruto, or maybe His Excellency, the Mike Sonko, or any other leader. You cannot, we will be so much surprised if they try to bring this issue on board. But now here comes Wajakoya with the issue. And Wajakoya is very serious on this issue, looking at the result, looking at the outcome, that this is the liberator of our economy, that this is the liberator of our rate of unemployment in our country, that this is the liberator for the poverty in our country. So here comes Wajakoya. Wajakoya is really fighting for drugs, and if you know it very well, even in the info-tracks, the surveyors that have done their research on the opinions, it have been concluded that Wajakoya is still number 3, with less than 5% of opinion, putting him maybe ahead of the other one of Agano Party, having 0.something%. So it is openly that Wajakoya can merely, and it is at a below chances that he can win the election, but he still thrives with the motive to become the president of our nation. So our question is, do you think Wajakoya is being pushed? Because some people are saying, hey, Wajakoya is a project either of Ruto. Some others are saying Wajakoya is the project of the state. Some people are saying Wajakoya is the project of Raila. But we see Wajakoya just saying that everybody should preach his own gospel. So if your gospel prospers and the people loves it, let it be so. So we are seeing something here. Here in Ellipse, we try to enlighten things. And that is why we even praise and thank our nation for giving us the freedom of speech. So he comes with a reason, he failed. So what do you think will happen? So we have come and looked at it as the one of the my dress, my choice, where you find that at some point it will be formed a committee, or rather an ideological bunch of people, experts, who will try to look at this matter very well, deeply. And because maybe Wajakoya will get votes of maybe more than 2 million, or rather 2 million, or 1.5 is so many. Those are so many guys. Those are so many people. So we will not be surprised if the issue of drugs is being illegalized in Kenya. And that is what here in Ellipse we have tried to check it, and we have projected that is what is coming to happen in our nation, Kenya. So here today we want your view on that. Just comment after you've subscribed. Also, if you think this video has given you something, enlightenment, please like it, give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching our video today.